Hello, and welcome to this video tutorial. My name is Kyle. I'm currently a senior Information and Computer Technology major at East Carolina University. I've developed this tutorial as a part of my senior capstone project, and I hope that it enhances your understanding of Linux concepts. Deny access to the Squid server. Let's take a look at what a proxy server does. A proxy server sits in between networks. In the scenario below, you see the Squid Proxy server sits in between the public cloud and the private corporate network. Without the Squid Proxy server, the private corporate network has no access to the Internet. The proxy server provides Internet services to the private network in three ways. The first is access. As a host with the IP address of 192.168.1.5 on the private corporate network requests a page example.com. This request is transferred to the Squid Proxy server. Squid then fetches the site and forwards it to the host. The second way Squid provides Internet services is through caching. In the access example above, host 192.168.1.5 requested the site example.com. Now host 192.168.1.6 is requesting example.com. Because the Squid Proxy server has already fetched this site, it can transfer a stored copy of the site to 192.168.1.6. Squid simply needs to ask example.com if its information has changed. If not, Squid will transfer a local copy of the site, saving bandwidth. Finally, the last way Squid provides Internet services to the private network is through filtering. Filtering is set up by network administrators to prevent certain sites from being forwarded to their network. Common examples of this are blocking access to social media and personal email sites. Now that we know how a proxy works, let's look at the squid.conf file. At first look, the squid.conf file can be very daunting. There are many lines, but don't worry, most of them are comments and documentation. If you find a command that you don't understand, look at the comments above. Most likely, the command will be explained. I want to focus on one command in particular, the HTTP port command. This command tells Squid which port to listen to. By default, it is bound to port 3128. This can be easily changed, and multiple HTTP port commands can be issued to Squid, causing it to bind to multiple ports. Finally, let's look at access control lists and how they work. Access control lists can get very complicated. There are many options to choose from, though they are well documented in the squid.conf file. I'm going to go over two simple ACLs. The first is ACL our network. All ACLs are declared with the ACL command. The second piece to the ACL is the name. Here I have chosen to call it our networks, as this will define the local network. Next is the src command. This tells Squid to look for the source address of 192.168.1.0 with a /24 mask. Next, I have to tell Squid what to do with this ACL. The HTTP access command tells Squid whether to allow or deny named ACLs. Below you see that I have allowed access to the our network ACL. The next command will define the lab network, which we don't want to allow access to the Internet. You see that after the src, I have placed a range of IP addresses, and I have told Squid to deny access. Now that you have a basic overview of how Squid works, let's move on to the demonstration portion of this tutorial. I first want to show you how to install Squid using yum. I'm going to issue the command yum install squid. This will start the installation process. After Squid is installed, I want to enable the service by issuing the command service squid start. Finally, I want to make sure that Squid will start up automatically upon reboot. So I issue the command check config squid on. Now that we have Squid installed, let's look at the squid.conf file. First, I'm going to issue the command cat etc squid squid.conf and pipe into the less so we can look at it. As you can see, it's very long and has many lines of comments. Let's go ahead and start editing the conf file. I will issue the command nano etc squid squid.conf. I am now going to press Ctrl W and search for http underscore port. As you can see, Squid is set to bind to port 3128. I'm going to change that to port 8080. Next, I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the file and insert some ACLs. I'm going to insert the same ACLs that we wrote at the beginning of this tutorial. Now that I'm done, I'll save the file. Finally, we restart the service by issuing the command service squid reload. And Squid is configured properly. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you have a better understanding now of how Squid works.